So I've got it apart and I see what the issue is. We have a broken check valve. One of the internal check valves is broken. So we're going to need to pop that thing out and see if we can either find one or come up with a replacement piece for it. And then hopefully we can either find a gasket or this one will still be good. Mike could put just a very, very, very light coat of silicone around the perimeter of it and make it work. So we'll see. And when I say very light coat, I mean just you do not want it going down in there. Now the piston itself looks decent. The nut's still tight. Sometimes the nuts back off on these. It's really not too bad. If we can fix this, I think we'll have a good pump. Just gotta see how to get that thing out of there. And then that bearing's good, and we're good right here. So I think we've got potential here. So let's see if we can get it working. So we are continuing on with this vacuum pump. Now, just taking a look at it after I just quickly kind of cleaned it up. It's not perfect, but it's better. With the combination of carb cleaner and brake cleaner, you don't want to get carb cleaner or brake cleaner up in here because it could damage the little piston ring. But so what I did with that is I used a rag and some silicone spray and use that to clean this, and then I'll actually spray a little silicone spray before I put the cover on it, just to kind of give it a little bit of lubrication for first startup. And here's the inside. That roller bearing, the bearings are in good shape. To get these check valves out, this one goes in backwards, and those two go just like that. You can just pull them out, grab with a pair of pliers, pull them out, take a screwdriver and pull the little seals out. These seals are actually still in good shape. Be very careful with this O-ring. As far as I can tell, you cannot get this anywhere new. So we will have to reuse that. So make sure you don't crack it or anything like that. Clean the cover up. Like I said, I didn't do a perfect job on this stuff. You should have, well, I guess y'all saw it before, but it was just coated in grease. So I used up a whole can of brake cleaner and then went to and used about a half a can of carb cleaner just to get it this clean. And then my poor little brush, probably gonna have to throw it away. That's after cleaning it several times, spraying it out. So these new check valves, you cannot find any parts new for this pump, this single port pump. What you can find though, if you need these internal check valves, and I think the piston ring is fine, because this thing would pump up but only at higher RPMs. So to me that's telling me that the piston ring's good, or it wouldn't be able to build up pressure. So, and it did have a bad check valve when I pulled it apart. This one right here. There was a piece of it sitting on top of the piston. So while you've got this apart though, you want to check all these check valves. I'm just replacing all three of them. And I'm going to go ahead and check all of them. So I'm just going to put my mouth up to it, and facing this way I should be able to blow through it but not suck through it. So, and it holds. Check this one. That one holds. This one. That one holds. Check them all again. All in good shape. Now, they came with new gaskets. You can see. I'm not crazy about the new gaskets. I might reuse my old ones. My old ones are still in good shape and they're thicker. So, probably just going to reuse these. Like I said, these are from this kit is for the older style pump. So it may have had thin gaskets on it. So we'll reuse these gaskets and just drop them down in there. I just feel like they'll seal up better, and they're still pliable, so they're still good. And then your check valves, just drop in there. So like I said, these two go like that, and this one goes backwards. So there they are. And one of these was broke on mine. Now we've got our gasket. So that'll lay in there just like that. And we'll put our cover back on. And like I said, this kit it's made for the older style pump, so it comes with stuff like this gasket and screws and stuff. You don't need those. This was $10 on pelicanparts.com. I'll put a link to it in the description, but $10 for one set. I bought 2 sets. Each set comes with 2 check valves, and I've got 3. I wanted to go ahead and replace all 3, even though I only had one bad one. If I've torn this apart for the $5 each these things cost, I'm just going to go ahead and replace all of them and not risk another one breaking apart like this one did. Plus, these are filthy, and we might as well put new ones in it. And I'll save these just in case I do end up needing it. You know, if all 3 failed, I've still got 3 check valves. So they were $10 each for each set, so I bought 2 sets. They gave me 4 check valves, and yeah, so let's put this cover back on, and then we're ready to put the pump back on. And you just want to make sure that this nut is good and tight, or make sure it hasn't come off. They're bad about coming off. This one looks good, it's still tight. Check those ball bearings on the bottom that I showed you. Make sure that ball bearing spins freely, no roughness or anything in it. This one's in good shape. So I think we've got a good pump here. I'm going to spray a little bit of silicone in here just to get that, give this thing a little bit of a not so dry startup when it goes back together. I'll probably just spray some on my finger and rub it around the walls here. And you can see these walls are in nice shape. They're not scored. They look really good. So let's get this pump back together and we'll get it on. All right, it's back together. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back on. Make that a separate video. Thanks for watching.